I need to hurry to meet Sister Ifiok immediately. This incident in the community is going to hit her very hard. This city. Oh Lord, this city that once echoed with laughter, that once carried the sound of children's feet chasing joy down dusty streets, that once rang with morning bells and evening hymns, this city has forgotten how to mourn. No. Not just forgotten. It has banished mourning. It has exiled sorrow and replaced grief with spectacle. It dances, yes, dances wildly, madly, obscenely, on top of fresh graves. With each twirl, it crushes the names of the dead deeper into the earth, like they never mattered. It sings songs at funerals, not for comfort, but for distraction. It lifts goblets of wine beside pools of blood and calls it progress. This city has numbed itself so completely, it now eats bread beside blood and calls it communion. Where once tears had value, now they are mocked. Where once silence honored the dead, now silence is where secrets grow. Now, every corner speaks. Not in words, but in whispers. Quiet. Low. Relentless. And each whisper, carried by the wind like cursed pollen, leads to her. All of them, every voice, every shadow, points to Madame Pat. Oh God. I'm shaking from the inside out. My bones. They feel like broken reeds in a river's current. I have lived through civil war. I have buried a wife, 3 siblings, and a son. I have watched life ebb from eyes I loved, but never have I feared like this. Never have I trembled like a boy lost in a dream that won't release him. A dream where everything familiar becomes monstrous. A nightmare without waking. That journal. That red journal. It haunts me. It burns in my drawer like a smoldering coal. When Ifiok gave it to me, there was no voice. No explanation. Just her eyes, wide, glassy, desperate. Her fingers trembled violently, as if they wanted to let go of the book even before reaching me. She didn't hand it to me, she offered it like an altar sacrifice. She walked away without looking back. And I knew. I knew this was not a book of stories. It was not a diary. It was a confession. A scream. A graveyard in leather binding. For hours I couldn't touch it. It sat on my table like a sleeping viper. But that night, when the wind howled like a mother who'd lost her child, and the candle wouldn't stop flickering though the windows were shut, I opened it. I expected madness. The scribblings of a deranged man. But instead, I found order. Terrible, painful, deliberate order. I found horror organized like liturgy. Pain written like scripture. Jonas Ekong. Not just a name. Not just a victim. Not just another man lost to the river. He was a man of his words. A true servant of God. They said he drowned. That he tied stones to his feet and gave himself to the water. That it was suicide. But God is my witness, no man who wrote like that died willingly. The things he wrote. They clawed at me. They followed me into sleep. He spoke of chants. Chants not imagined but heard, words carried on winds at midnight, strange syllables stitched with curses, prayed beneath the moon. He wrote of fires, strange fires, burning in Madame Pat's backyard. Fires that gave off no smoke, no ash. Fires that consumed nothing and yet demanded sacrifice. He told of visitors, always women, who arrived cloaked in veils, who moved like mist and hissed in languages older than this city itself. They didn't knock. They didn't speak aloud. They just entered, as if the house knew them. And the children. My heart breaks again. Children gone for days, then returned empty. They didn't cry. They didn't speak. They stared. They stared as if something was watching through them. Something hollow. Something not of this earth. He wrote of a ring. A simple, silver ring that Madame Pat wears. But this ring. Oh, this ring is no mere ornament. It knows. It shifts. It judges. It changes color when someone lies near her, as if it thirsts for truth and recoils at deception. He saw it once, glowing. He didn't sleep for days. Then he wrote of the night she found out. The night the mask fell. The night Madame Pat came to silence him. "They won't believe you, Jonas," she said to him. Her voice, he wrote, was cold as stone and sharp as knives. "Even if you scream, they'll say it's just the wind crying. Even if you die with a pen in your hand and truth on your tongue, they will bury your warning in the mud. They will not listen. They will not see you." And that's exactly what happened. They mocked him. Said he drank too much. They laughed at his trembling hands. Called his warnings delusions. Said he was cursed. Then he vanished. Vanished. And all that remains of his voice, his breath, his final heartbeat, is this journal. Why, God? Why now? Why me? Why did you spare me? Why didn't I die before seeing this storm rise again? Why Ifiok? Why that innocent widow who once believed kindness could save anything? She and I. We are all that remains. Not just alive, but awake. We are the last ones with eyes that still see past the glamour. The last ones who dared look beneath the veil and did not flinch. If we fall, if we break, if we are silenced, then so is the truth. There will be no witnesses left. The truth will drown. The light will sputter and vanish into blackness. I'm not a warrior. I was never meant for war. I'm a man who reads books and teaches proverbs. I am a man of benches and blackboards, not battlefields. I am tired. My heart is cracked. My soul has been leaking light for years. But today I am still breathing. And breath. Breath is a gift. And gifts must be used. So let this breath not be wasted on fear. Let it rise. Let it roar. Let it become courage. Even if it shakes. Even if it cries. There is a place where stories are not told, but carried in the backs of mothers, in the breath of children, in the soil beneath bare feet. Ibom. A town that sings and mourns in the same breath. A town where the dead are never truly gone. Their voices live in thunder. Their sighs ride on the evening wind. Their judgment hangs like smoke over the living. And in this town, there is a woman. Not a ghost, not a demon, but a woman, made of flesh, of tears, of blood, of love. Her name is Ifiok. She has buried a husband. She has cradled the sick. She has whispered life back into dying bodies. And still, they call her witch. Why? Because she knows what others fear. Because she walks alone. Because they needed someone to blame, and she was near. Let me tell you what they forget. Before they feared her, they loved her. They brought their children to her door in the night, crying out for help. And she answered. Not with magic, but with mercy. Not with spells, but with hands, warm and trembling from too many vigils. But love, in Ibom, is fickle. Gratitude dissolves in the mouth of grief. A child is dead. A mother is broken. And someone must pay. Today, she has been called out by the very woman who sowed the seeds of this crisis, hidden behind the mask of piety and tradition, disguised in the cloak of pretense. Madame Pat, the keeper of justice. But whose justice? Whose truth? Now they gather, the same ones she healed. The same ones who called her sister, mother, friend. They gather with eyes full of suspicion, with mouths that forget kindness, with hearts swollen not with justice, but fear. And Madame Pat, keeper of tradition. But whose tradition? Justice, she claims. But what is justice without truth? What is tradition, if it feeds on the innocent? The bell has rung. Not just a call, but a sentence. Not just a sound, but a scar. Tonight, the ground will remember every foot that walks upon it. The wind will carry every word spoken. And the ancestors. Oh, the ancestors will watch with open eyes. So listen. Not with your ears, but with your soul. Feel the weight of a woman standing alone. Feel the tremble in her breath, the fire in her blood. And ask yourself, is she a witch? Or is she just a woman who refused to kneel?
Let the wind of Ibom carry my voice. Let the spirits of our forebears open their ears. Let the earth upon which we tread bear witness. On this sacred day, beneath the eyes of men and beyond the veil of the unseen, I, Patience Edik, daughter of Edinan, keeper of tradition, mouthpiece of justice, summon Ifiok Udo, widow of late Joseph Udo, herbalist of Udo Elaine, to come forth and answer before the people of Ibom.
Ifiok. This is not a gathering, it is a snare. A ceremony cloaked in tradition but soaked in venom. This is no path to clarity, but a procession to your undoing. If you answer her summons now, you place your soul in the hands of vipers who dance with lies. Let me take you away. I know places where their words cannot reach. You owe these people no performance.
Elder Basi, my life has been weighed and whispered about for too long. Every step I take is seen through a lens they have polished with suspicion. If I retreat, they will say the snake has slithered into the earth. If I stand, they will see I am no shadow. Let them hear my voice, not an echo from the bush, but the voice of the woman they say I am. If I must face the storm, then let it meet me in the open. You summoned me by name. You beat the iron bell like it was my heart you were calling from the earth. I stand before you now, not cloaked in spell, not hidden in smoke, not robed in illusion. I am Ifiok Udo, born of Mfoniso Uko, wife of a murdered man, bearer of herbs, helper of the sick, voice to the voiceless. If it is a trial you want, then let the air be clean and the spirits honest. Speak your charge. Say it not in riddles, but in the tongue of mortals.
Last night, the moon turned its back upon Ibom. A child, young, innocent, full of light, was taken. She drank of a cup brewed in your yard. She left her mother's hands to find healing in your own. And before the cock crowed, her spirit flew away. We do not accuse lightly. But the whispers grew into cries, and the cries into prayers for answers. And every answer returns to one name, yours.
Then let every mother I've healed speak now. Let every child I nursed back from death's door testify. I have touched many in this town, not with poison, but with compassion. Where were your cries when I helped your daughters deliver babies? Where were your accusations then? Suddenly, a second voice, calm, dignified, but unmistakably cold, rises from a nearby platform. A man steps forward. Dressed in the flowing regalia of the council, his silver-tipped staff gleams in the dying light. It is Elder Ekpo, his expression unreadable, but his eyes betraying bias. He speaks on behalf of the town's council. Elder Ekpo, measured but biased, Ifiok Udo, we thank you for your courage in appearing. But courage does not cleanse guilt. We, the Council of Ibom, have deliberated in the sacred grove. Our verdict is not influenced by vengeance, but guided by tradition. It is not one voice you face, but many, carried by the will of the people. Our sister, Madam Pat, did not bring these charges alone. The council heard the wails of 4 mothers. 4, all whose children passed after passing through your door. Gasps echo. Elder Basi glares, seething. Elder Ekpo continuing, turning toward the crowd, I ask you, people of Ibom, if we turn our heads and let silence reign, do we not betray our duty? Do we not spit upon the memory of that child? This town was founded on balance. On justice. And when balance is threatened, the elders must restore it, even if it wounds us. That is the duty we bear. Elder Basi, thunderous duty. Do not wrap your cowardice in ceremonial cloth. Your ears are filled with Pat's whispers. You speak not for the people, but for the serpent behind the veil. Elder Ekpo, stern, dismissive, I speak for the council, not for your bitterness. You protect her because you are old and soft. You forget that justice is often bitter before it is sweet. Ifiok, with power and heartbreak, then let bitterness flow. But let truth not drown beneath it. Elder Ekpo, your voice may carry the seal of the council, but it is not carried by justice. I have seen your eyes in the night, watching, not in judgment, but in fear. You fear what truth would unearth if we truly looked. Elder Ekpo, cold enough. You will undergo the trial. The firestone awaits. Drink of the sacred water. Let the spirit speak. If your hands are clean, the flame will not burn you. If not, Ibiono will know what to do. Madam Pat softly, smiling as it was in the beginning, so shall it be. Let the gods speak, and the false be burned away. The bell rings again, once, twice, 3 times. Ifiok looks to the sky. The sun is bleeding red across the horizon. A wind stirs. A dog howls. Distant thunder rolls again. Ifiok stands like a column of carved stone, strong, unmoved. Ifiok quietly, to herself and the spirits, let them gather their fire. I will bring my truth. Let them summon spirits. I will walk with mine. I am Ifiok, and I will not be swallowed. Would you like me to proceed to the next scene, the trial at the Firestone? Tools ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info.
Ifiok Udo, we thank you for your courage in appearing. But courage does not cleanse guilt. We, the Council of Ibom, have deliberated in the sacred grove. Our verdict is not influenced by vengeance, but guided by tradition. It is not one voice you face, but many, carried by the will of the people. Our sister, Madam Pat, did not bring these charges alone. The council heard the wails of 4 mothers. 4. All whose children passed after passing through your door. I ask you, people of Ibom, ere we turn our heads and let silence reign, do we not betray our duty? Do we not spit upon the memory of that child? This town was founded on balance, on justice, and when balance is threatened, the elders must restore it, even if it wounds us. That is the duty we bear.
Duty? Do not wrap your cowardice in ceremonial cloth. Your ears are filled with Pat's whispers. You speak not for the people, but for the serpent behind the veil.
I speak for the council, not for your bitterness. You protect her because you are old and soft. You forget that justice is often bitter before it is sweet.
That's not true. I am a member of the cabinet. The council have not met, so where did you have this voice of the cabinet to speak?
How dare you challenge me, Elder Basi?
Then let bitterness flow, but let truth not drown beneath it. Elder Ekpo, your voice may carry the seal of the council, but it is not carried by justice. I have seen your eyes in the night, watching, not in judgment, but in fear. You fear what truth would unearth if we truly looked.
Enough, woman. You will undergo the trial. The firestone awaits. Drink of the sacred water. Let the spirits speak. If your hands are clean, the flame will not burn you. If not, Ibom will know what to do.
As it was in the beginning, so shall it be. Let the gods speak, and the false be burned away. You came late, Ekpo. Even shadows move faster when summoned. What kept you?
I had to shake off a tail. Basi's suspicion is growing.
Come into the inner chamber. Ekpo, I counted the breaths between now and your arrival, and they were many. Do you know what that tells me? That your spirit hesitates, that your courage is caught between the old ways and the fire of this new fear you helped me sow. You kept me waiting beneath these trees, where the air remembers blood and secrets. This place has teeth, Ekpo. It remembers every betrayal spoken into its bark. You should not keep me waiting here. I am not the kind you delay, not the kind who forgives pauses. Especially not tonight, when the veil is thin, and power hangs low, ripe to be plucked. Forgive me, priestess of shadows, no, mother of the hidden flame. My footsteps were not uploaded by fear, but by vigilance. That fool Basi, that ancient tree who still believes his roots touch truth, confronted me before half the town. His words poured like stormwater on a leaky roof, loud, constant, uninvited. He accused me of acting alone, of betraying the sacred process, of ruling without counsel. And perhaps, in a sense, he spoke a sliver of truth. The council did not meet. But you and I, we do not need meetings to sculpt destiny. The gods do not sit in parlors to decide who lives. They strike. Good, let him bark. Let him whimper beneath the weight of his outdated righteousness. Elder Basi is a candle in the rain, flickering, stubborn, but doomed to darkness. He forgets that the power has shifted. It is no longer found in gongs and oaths. It lives in the whisper, the glance, the murmur that passes from mother to child like a lullaby of fear. Ifiok, that woman, she is too still, too silent, and the silence around her is unnatural. It spreads, infects. I have spent years weaving fear through this town like thread in a funeral cloth. I will not let her unpick my stitches. Her husband's death was a crack. Now I want her to crumble into dust that the town will sweep away without guilt.
And crumble she shall, my Lord Supreme. You have awakened in me a fire I thought buried. The town is ripe, ready. Their souls are soft, like boiled yam, malleable, hungry. They want someone to blame. They want a face to point at when their crops fail or their children cough through the night. I will give them that face. I will tell them she is a midnight whisperer, that she called down the fever on that poor girl to steal her life essence. I'll say she burned herbs with names too old to be holy. That she buried a pot near Amina's window. They'll believe it. They always do. They want fear to believe in. They want to see their enemy. And Ifiok, with her bold eyes and calm voice, she looks too strong not to be hiding something. Quote.
Yes, yes, that's the spirit of a true elder of the flame. Make the people not just fear her, but resent her calm, her dignity, her refusal to cry. Let them believe her pride is a veil for evil, and make them beg for her punishment, not from law, but from desperation. Give them the illusion that it was their choice to cast her out. Let them feel powerful in their cruelty. We do not need firewood, Ekpo, we need torches held by shaking hands. You see, real power is not in the judgment, it is in the hunger of the crowd to watch it unfold.
Then tomorrow, I will gather the market mothers. I'll speak of a dream, yes, a vision I had. That I saw Ifiok's shadow not cast by the sun, but by the moon, and it did not match her steps. That I heard the voice of her dead husband calling from the well. That I saw 3 crows gather near her door and none flew away. I will say I found a small idol beneath the school fence, one we planted, and claim it was her daughter's handiwork. These women fear signs and dreams. They will not question what they cannot prove.
Beautiful, let them eat those dreams. Let them choke on the fog of their own guilt. And as they turn against her, they will come to me. They always do. They'll come for prayers, for deliverance, for cleansing. And I shall offer it freely, like poison laced in honey. They will see me as the shield against the storm I conjured. I will be their savior. And Ifiok, their sacrifice.
But what of Basi? He is not so easily silenced. Today, he called me a coward. He said I acted from greed. He swore the council had not met. That no man should wear the cloth of justice while his hands tremble with secrets. He accused me of serving myself. I fear, he is getting too close to the heart of our dealings.
Basi, that relic of old order. We will not kill him. No, that would make him a martyr. But we will unmake him. Speak of dreams where he stands in Ifiok's compound after midnight. Plant rumors that he once came to her crying about his dead wife. That he believes she can summon the spirit of the dead. Let whispers fly that he is in love with her, or bewitched. Turn his devotion into desire. Let his virtue rot into shame. And when he defends her, they will say it is not justice, it is obsession. Even his closest friends will step back.
Priestess of shadows, you are darkness carved into human skin. A whole cathedral of shadows lives inside your skull. I am only now beginning to understand your reach. Tomorrow, I will call for a final decision. Let the people gather. I'll deliver a tale soaked in dream and omen. I'll say the ancestors are restless. That her presence alone has disturbed their slumber. That the birds no longer nest on the roof of the elders. And they will believe.
Good. And when the bell tolls, and the judgment is passed, I shall lead the prayer that purges the land. My name will be sung beside salvation. And Ifiok will vanish not into death, but into myth. A warning, a shadow, a name no mother will dare whisper again. And when it's all done, Ekpo, you will sit in the seat Basi once owned. And I will still be invisible, yet everywhere. Wait, did you hear that? Someone sneezed.
My Lord Supreme, we are in trouble. The person has escaped.
Don't be afraid. No one enters my hallowed chambers uninvited and sees the next day. If she heard everything, then we must move faster. I won't allow the truth to run wild before the fire is lit. Let her speak, and let them call her mad. We must light the match before dawn. No more delay.
Then tomorrow, she burns in their minds, even if her body remains whole. The judgment will not be delayed.
My honored king, wise counsel, and beloved people of Ibom, today I stand before you not just as one of your elders, but as a man whose heart has been stirred by the presence of a woman whose courage and spirit defy the shadows that have long plagued our land. Ifiok, widow, healer, and bearer of countless burdens, she has walked through fire and emerged unburned. I will not hide from you that my defense of her springs from more than mere duty. It springs from a place deep within, where admiration turns to affection, and affection flares into something resembling love, an ember in the cold winds of suspicion. In these troubled times, it is easy to mistake compassion for weakness, to confuse loyalty with folly. But know this, my king, my people, I have wrestled with these feelings, these tides that rise and fall like the river during rains. And yet, it is this very bond that steels my resolve to see justice done, not for love alone, but for truth. So how can a man who loves remain silent when his beloved is dragged by mud and shadow?
Basi, your words carry the weight of a heavy heart. Yet, love is a fire that can both illuminate and blind. I ask you plainly, are you swayed by passion's flame, or does your loyalty lie with the truth that the people of Ibom town demands? For we cannot let personal ties cloud the judgment that must protect our people.
Majesty, it is no easy thing to separate heart from duty, for both are threads woven tightly in the fabric of a man's soul. But know this, my allegiance is first to justice, to the ancestors whose voices whisper through the leaves and stones of our land. Ifiok has been wronged by more than rumor. She is the victim of a web spun with deceit and dark sorcery. I have felt the sting of a charm meant to bind my will, planted by the hand of Madame Pad herself. Yet, through vigilance and the courage of an unnamed informant, I escaped its snare, sleeping beneath the open sky, where no spell could find me. I have not been blinded by love, but strengthened by it, to fight this darkness and reveal the truth hidden beneath layers of lies.
Words are wind, Elder Basi, and your claims cannot erase the shadow cast by actions. Ifiok and you, Elder, conspired in secret, under cover of night. You buried a cursed pot wrapped in herbs near the window of Joan's house, a place sacred to our community. That pot is no ordinary vessel, it is a conduit of death, a poison brewed in darkness. It is the same curse that took the life of my innocent daughter, a child full of light and promise. I summon the one who bore witness to this vile act. Come forth and tell the people of Ibom what you saw in the night's hush.
My king, I was sent by Madame Pat, under cover of darkness, to bury the pot by the window of Joan's house. The herbs within were meant to curse, to bring sickness and death. But as I moved with haste, the youths of Ibom caught me, alerted by the wise elder Basi, who warned them of the plot. I was seized before the pot could find its resting place, and my true self revealed.
Greetings, my king. People of Ibom. My name is Great Victor Odo, the youth leader of this community. Please lend me your ears and hearts, for what I bring is a tale of vigilance and courage, of darkness caught in the light of our watchful eyes. Last night, under the cover of moon and shadow, a servant sent by Madam Pat attempted to carry out a most wicked deed, to bury a cursed pot near the window of the Jones house. This pot was no ordinary vessel. It was steeped in evil, filled with herbs and charms meant to bring sickness, death, and despair upon our community. But thanks to the wisdom and foresight of Elder Basi, who warned us of this sinister plan, the youth was caught in the act before the poison could take root in our soil. This servant's capture reveals the depth of the treachery that has sought to poison our very lives. She confessed to us and we decided to bring her here. Elder Ekpo is also a member of this evil cult, my king. My honored king, esteemed council, and beloved people of Ibom, it is time I reveal the truth behind my actions that may have seemed strange or even misguided. I stand here not only as an elder and servant of the people but as a man who, for the sake of justice and strategy, chose to play a dangerous role in this unfolding drama. I pretended to be in love with Ifiok, not from genuine affection, but as part of a plan devised with the wisdom of the elders and under the watchful eyes of Madam Pat and Elder Ekpo themselves. Why? To make Madam Pat believe that the evil charm she sent to bind me had succeeded, that her trap was working. This deception was necessary, for it allowed me to remain close, to gather the truth without alerting her to my true intentions.
Madam Pat, come and stand her. Hey, look up, evil woman. Continue, my elder.
Thank you, my king. It was a perilous path to tread, but one I accepted gladly, for the love of our community and the safety of our people. Know this, I countered the charm by refusing to sleep in my home, instead spending the night beneath the open sky, where no spell could touch me. This act of vigilance ensured that my mind remained free, my will unshackled. What some may have seen as folly was, in truth, a shield, a necessary defense against the darkness that sought to claim us. My people witnessed the truth that was hidden in darkness. Madam Pat's servant was caught in the very act of sowing death among us. But this is no lone scheme, it is a thread in the tangled web of corruption and deceit woven by Madam Pat and her coven. What I am about to say now may look strange, but Madam Pat's true identity and that of her cohort have not been revealed yet. I stand by the power of Jesus, the Savior and Mediator of mankind, to cast your true identity to your people.
Jesus,
my king, I have given your secretary a red journal. It's an ancient unstained journal, filled with names, deeds, and dark rituals designed to destroy those who stand against her power. This journal reveals the lies, the betrayals, and the witchcraft that has poisoned our town from within. It was written by the same man this evil creatures killed.
Enough, my people. My community is not a place for shadows to rule nor for lies to fester unchecked. Madam Pat, or whatsoever you see yourself you be, your treachery has been laid bare before all. Your attempt to poison our land, to manipulate the hearts of our elders and the minds of our people, ends today. Madam Ifiok, the pride and jewels of Ibom community, you are hereby vindicated. You shall be restored to your rightful place among us, as healer, as protector, as a daughter of Ibom. Guards, go to her house immediately and remove the symbolic chains that had marked Ifiok's shame. Guards, take this evil people away. Send them to the evil forest and make sure their names are erased from my kingdom. Madam Ifiok, it seems you have something to say.
Yes, my king, let this day be a beacon in our history, a reminder that though lies may be buried deep, truth will always rise like the dawn after the darkest night. We must remain vigilant, not only against those who would harm us, but against the silence that allows evil to grow. I thank you all, for your faith, your courage, and your strength. Together, we will heal this land. Thank you Elder Basi for standing firm till the end. May God bless you all in Jesus' name, Amen.
And so, as the moon cast her silver veil over the rooftops of Ibom, the night that once echoed with whispers of witchcraft and fear is now filled with the quiet hush of truth, freshly spoken and deeply believed. In a land where suspicion once reigned, where good hearts were wrapped in cloaks of accusation, the veils have been lifted, ripped apart by the hand of courage, and stitched anew by the thread of wisdom. Madame Pat, whose tongue was dipped in poison and fingers steeped in shadows, has been revealed before the altar of justice. Her hidden circle, those who stirred the broth of evil in the dead of night, who offered incense to deceit, have been uncovered, not by vengeance, but by vigilance. And now, they are banished. Banished forever. No drums marked their departure. No garlands graced their necks. Only the rustling wind carried their names beyond the 7 hills, never to return. And a bomb has exhaled. The land breathes once more. Children laugh again beneath the baobab tree. Women walk to the stream without fear. Men rise with the sun, no longer weighed down by unspoken dread. The trees stand taller. The streams sing purer. And Ifiok, the widow, once named the witch, once shamed, once cast aside, now stands restored. Not as a suspect, but as a survivor. Not as a threat, but as a treasure. I, Elder Basi, confess before all that every step I took, including the mask I wore, was to deceive those who believed themselves clever in darkness. I pretended to be in love with Ifiok, not to mock her, not to shame her, but to fool those who sought to use my name to destroy her. I acted out the lie so Madame Pat would believe her potion worked, so she would proceed with her evil plan and be caught in it. For too long, silence empowered the wicked. But now, truth has a voice. The Red Journal, where the names of the innocent and the wicked alike are written, will remain in the sacred archives of Ibom. It will not be burned. It will not be buried. It will be preserved, so that generations to come may open it and know what once threatened to divide us, and how we prevailed. The Red Journal is now an official relic of this land, our history, our warning, our oath. Let this moment be remembered. Let it be sung in songs, carved into stone, and whispered to the ears of unborn children. For now, Ibom knows peace. True peace. The kind not born of silence, but of justice fulfilled. The kind that dances in the footsteps of children and rests in the dreams of the old. Let the wind carry this vow to the farthest mountain. Let truth rise, even when buried. Let light burn, even in deepest night. Let love speak, even when silence is safer. Ibom has remembered. And Ibom is free.
Dear cherished viewer, thank you so much for spending your precious time with us today. We deeply value every moment you choose to grow with us here on Enemy TV, where our mission remains simple but profound. To reveal Christ and revive lives through inspired, authentic, and transformative content. As you go about your day, we want you to remember this. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are deeply loved by God. No matter what season of life you're walking through, be it a mountaintop of joy or a valley of tears, know that God is still writing your story. And here at Enemy TV, we are committed to walking with you, one step at a time, through stories of hope, faith, strength, and healing. This channel isn't just about content, it's about community. A family. A faith-driven movement of people just like you, pressing forward, growing deeper, and shining brighter in a world that often feels dark. Whether you're watching us early in the morning before heading out, during a quiet lunch break, or winding down before bed, our prayer is that each video speaks life into your spirit, strengthens your walk, and encourages you to become all God has destined you to be. So, before you go, here's what we'd love you to do. Like this video if it blessed you, it helps others find this message. Share it with someone who needs encouragement. You never know whose life you might change today. Subscribe and turn on notifications, so you never miss any of the uplifting content we are preparing just for you. Engage with us in the comments. Your thoughts, testimonies, and feedback could be the words someone else needs to hear. And always remember, Enemy TV isn't about perfection, it's about pursuit. Pursuit of Christ. Pursuit of purpose. Pursuit of a revived and abundant life. So, keep pressing on. Keep believing. Keep growing. And stay connected. Until next time, may God's face shine upon you, may His peace guard your heart, and may His word continue to light your path. This is Enemy TV, revealing Christ, reviving lives. We'll see you in the next video. Don't just watch. Journey with us. God bless you.